then perhaps this is not the option for you. How are you guys? Rob.
Yeah.
I'm Rob.
I decided this uni because of you itself.
You kidding?
Really, actually. We saw your tools and we were like, damn, this uni is crazy.
Jump in, guys. Do you want to jump in and say hi?
Great guy, great advice.
Is it still recording?
Best time, guys.
Wow, check this out. This is the queue to get into the Orientation Day celebrations and activities. What a lot of fun. The activities, not the queue, obviously. G'day, I'm Rob from the Choosing Your Uni team. Today I'm on campus at the University of Melbourne, Australia's #1 ranked institution. But amongst all that hype, all those great rankings and results, I've got a question. What are the real pros and the real cons at studying at this institution? Let's go and find out. How good is this?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, one of the things I absolutely love about this campus is just the amazing spaces that you find all over it. Not just these incredible outdoor spaces, but also the quadrangles, the study spaces, the little nooks and crannies that you can literally find in every building and every little courtyard. Whether you like to tuck yourself away in a little nook in order to get your study done, the Uni of Melbourne really has some of the most incredible little hideaways that you're going to find on any campus anywhere in Australia. The university sits just outside Melbourne's CBD. You can see it literally just over my shoulder in the suburb of Parkville. And one of the great things about this location is that you get the best of both worlds. Not only does this institution have literally some of the best facilities in all Australia, and I've been to every university, but its location gives you access to the very best that Melbourne has to offer. So just outside the university, you've got the trams, you've got Carlton, which is an amazing place for you to go out and eat and drink incredible coffee. I'm from Sydney. There's always been a bit of a showdown between Sydney and Melbourne in terms of coffee. Melbourne wins. Well, this is one of the big changes since I was last here at Uni of Melbourne. The Student Union has moved from its old home over to a brand new purpose-built space on campus. And I love that about these kind of big universities, is they do have the money to be able to invest in upgraded infrastructure. And take you a little walk around that new facility. It looks incredible. It's so large and so active. You can really find a club or society or way to engage with students that's tailored just for you. Well, if there's any cons to be found here at the Uni of Melbourne, it's probably related mostly to the size of the institution. I think some students will feel lost here, and that's certainly feedback that I've heard from students who have studied here over the years. If you're somebody coming from, for example, a smaller place like a regional area or a smaller school environment, when you get dropped into an enormous place like the Uni of Melbourne, and suddenly there are tens of thousands of people and buildings everywhere, and this is all part of your experience, that can feel like a lot to get thrown at you all at once. Now, the uni has made heaps of efforts to try and address that. They've got something which is called Stop One, which is essentially like your one-stop shop for all of your inquiries, whether that's related to academic issues or other things that you want to get involved in. Stop One is generally the place that you go to for support. So the uni is aware of that and is trying to address it. The uni doesn't do particularly well when it comes to student satisfaction ratings, and I think that once again might come down to that whole thing around it being an enormous institution, even though the uni does perform very well, and I'd put this down as a pro, on staff to student ratios. 1 to 19 is the staff to student ratio in the classroom, and that's above the national average. So that's actually a pretty good result. Well, let's talk about the pros of the University of Melbourne, and you don't have to go very far to find them. Of course, this is one of Australia's most prestigious institutions, which means the teaching is based on cutting-edge research, and it's got an incredible reputation when you go out looking for a job at the end of your program. That's awesome. On campus though, life here is incredible. I'm here on Orientation Day, and of course this place is buzzing because there's extra activities going on in the first couple of days. But it doesn't matter what day of the year you're on campus, if there are students around, the ambience on campus is always absolutely incredible, and I love that. Pros? You're going to find them all over this place. Remember, choosingyouruni.com is your destination if you want choosing a university to be fun and stress-free. Check it out, choosingyouruni.com. When it comes to other negatives, I can really only think about one, and that's that the institution's been a little bit unsettled over the last few years in regards to its relationship with its staff members. Obviously, when you've got brilliant academics that are teaching here, they have strong opinions about how the place should be run and how their workplace should be organised. And so there have been quite a few disputes between the university and its academic and professional staff trying to get to an agreement over what that kind of relationship and interaction should look like. Has that impacted students? Well, yeah, it probably has, because there have been periods where teaching has been interrupted because of disputes. But is that something that's been put into the past? I guess time will tell. Well, we can't come to this uni and not talk about rankings, because it is number one. It ranks number one domestically, and every time you look at a global ranking, Uni of Melbourne is always the first Australian institution to come up. Now, does that mean that it ranks number one for everything? Well, no. Of course, there are other institutions around Australia that do better in specific discipline areas, but across the board, this institution is pretty awesome. And you can probably put that down to the fact that it's extremely prestigious and does so much groundbreaking, cutting-edge research. You do need to look into the details of rankings, and to do that, go to the Compared website, compared.edu.au, where you can compare Australian institutions based on Australian government data. One of the things that's always surprised me about the Uni of Melbourne is that it tends to do pretty badly on student satisfaction, and I've got a whole video on that specific topic if you want to dive into the details of that particular issue. But overall, incredible institution, extremely prestigious, and that attracts some of the best and brightest from all over the world. Sport is one of the areas that the uni does very well in, and you can see the facilities are absolutely incredible. For those of my friends from the subcontinent who like their cricket, look at that for a facility! Holy smokes! But it's not just cricket, athletics, swimming, tennis, sport is amazing here. And I think in general, extracurricular options are something that the university does really well at, whether it's clubs and societies, or my personal favourite, global learning. The ability to go and have an international study experience as part of your Uni of Melbourne degree. Go and do a semester exchange, a study tour, an internship, volunteer overseas. All of this stuff is handled really, really well at the Uni of Melbourne. Alongside that, it's some of the extra stuff that you put on your resume that really counts at the time you go looking for a job. So the opportunity to get involved in leadership activities and to play leadership roles here on campus are really strong, and you should take advantage of those if you come here. Why did you end up deciding Melbourne outside of my video?
Okay. I'm from Singapore.
Awesome.
Main thing about this is I'd say the rankings. And then apart from that, the job prospects that it opens up. Australia's a great country for that as well, and the best uni in Australia.
Yeah.
And you a big influence on that. We used to see your videos, and then we're like, might as well. Cap. Nah, bro, I'm being dead honest.
And you guys saw
I'm
that.
being dead honest.
That's cap.
I saw his campus, so I'm like, this is the place I want to be.
Yeah, sure.
And isn't it amazing? So is this your first year? You just started?
Yeah.
We started.
And how are you feeling like walking around the campus for the first
It's
time?
a huge campus. So still trying to figure out where each building is and what each stall over here means. But yeah, there's a lot to explore, so many new people to meet, and that's really exciting.
It's amazing, isn't it, the vibe?
Very over.
So what are you guys going to be studying here?
I'll be doing BCom.
BCom?
I'm doing medicine.
Yep, medicine.
I'm doing international business.
Fantastic, guys. All strong subjects. If you want to know more about the Uni of Melbourne, you can find out specific information in this dedicated playlist. See you next time.